Good morning, this is the Paradise Unicorn Priestess bringing you day 262 of A Course in Miracles, the Yin translation where we use female words. This would be September 19th if you're starting at the new year. The self-accused. Only the self-accused condemn. As you prepare to make a choice that will result in different outcomes, there is first one thing that must be overlearned. It must become a habit of response so typical of everything you do that it becomes your first response to all temptation and to every situation that occurs. Learn this and learn it well, for it is here delay of happiness is shortened by a span of time you cannot realize. You never hate your sister for her sins, but only for your own. Whatever form her sins appear to take, it but obscures the fact that you believe them to be yours, and therefore meriting a just attack. Why should her sins be sins if you did not believe they could not be forgiven in you? Why are they real in her if you did not believe that they are your reality? And why do you attack them everywhere except you hate yourself? Are you a sin? You answer yes whenever you attack. For by attack you do assert that you are guilty, and must give as you deserve. And what can you deserve but what you are? If you did not believe that you deserved attack, it never would occur to you to give attack to anyone at all. Why should you? What would be the gain to you? What could the outcome be that you would want? And how could murder bring you benefit? Sins are in bodies. They are not perceived in minds. They are not seen as purposes, but actions. Bodies act. Minds do not, and therefore must the body be at fault for what it does. It is not seen to be a passive thing, obeying your commands, and doing nothing of itself at all. If you are sin, you are a body, for the mind acts not, and purpose must be in the body, not in the mind. The body must act on its own and motivate itself. If you are sin, you lock the mind within the body, and you give its purpose to its prison house, which acts instead of it. A jailer does not follow orders, but enforces orders on the prisoner. Yet is the body prisoner and not the mind. The body thinks no thoughts. It has no power to learn, to pardon, nor enslave. It gives no orders that the mind need serve, nor sets conditions that it must obey. It holds in prison but the willing mind that would abide in it. It sickens at the bidding of the mind that would become its prisoner, and it grows old and dies because that mind is sick within itself. Learning is all that causes change, and so the body, where no learning can occur, could never change unless the mind preferred the body change in its appearances to suit the purpose given by the mind. For mind can learn, and there is all change made. The mind that thinks it is a sin has but one purpose, that the body be the source of sin, to keep it in the prison house. It chose, and guards, and holds itself at bay, a sleeping prisoner to the snarling dogs of hate and evil, sickness and attack, of pain and age, of grief and suffering. Here are the thoughts of sacrifice preserved. For here guilt rules and orders that the world be like itself, a place where nothing can find mercy nor survive the ravages of fear except in murder and in death. For here are you made sin, and sin cannot abide the joyous and the free, for they are enemies, which sin must kill. In death is sin preserved, and those who think that they are sin must die for what they think they are. Let us be glad that you will see what you believe, and that it has been given you to change what you believe. The body will but follow. It can never lead you where you would not be. It does not guard your sleep, nor interfere with your awakening. Release your body from imprisonment, and you will see no one as prisoner to what you have escaped. You will not want to hold in guilt your chosen enemies, nor keep in chains to the illusion of a changing love the ones you think are friends. The innocent release in gratitude for their release, and what they see upholds their freedom from imprisonment and death. Open your mind to change, and there will be no ancient penalty exacted from your sister or yourself. For God has said, there is no sacrifice that can be asked. There is no sacrifice that can be made. Today's text reading says it includes a very important lesson that if we learn it and have it as our first response to all situations we encounter, we will shorten the time immeasurably that stands between us and happiness. And this lesson is realizing that when we see our sister as having a fault, a sin of any kind, it's the projection of our own guilt. Now, this is not a thing that follows if the world around us we see is reality, but it completely follows if it is a dream that we're generating from our thoughts. Why would we create that? Why would we create something outside of ourselves doing something bad? We do it to try to not feel bad ourselves. It takes us time to realize the effect that it's causing. It takes time to realize that when we stop doing it, we have to grapple with those feelings because we're no longer trying to project them out. And we do the deep soul work, the deep shadow work of forgiving ourselves. And we don't rely on that crutch of throwing it out there to see it somewhere else so that we can feel better about it. There is that part in A Course in Miracles where it says, I need do nothing. And there was a place where it implied that action is a very indirect thing, that there is a much more direct way of interacting with all things. We have it said in today's text reading that the mind does not act, only the body acts, but the body only does what the mind directs. So in our natural pure state, action is not something that we do. We created the body so there could be a stage on which actions could happen. Actions happen in form, they happen in limitation. They are not a natural part of who we are. It says, and why do you attack them everywhere except you hate yourself? I'm going to rephrase that in my own words. So, why do you make attack all over the place to keep yourself from hating yourself? That's what I think it means when it says, except you hate yourself. Basically, there's this feeling inside of us that if we don't attack outside, we will attack ourselves, because that's what self-hatred is. And it says that we must give as we deserve. That's part of the oneness. And so when we attack, we are declaring our guilt. So the body is prisoner by nature, but the body doesn't care. The body doesn't think or have opinions or preferences. It is designed to do what is directed of it. It simply follows orders. And what orders does it follow? It follows our orders. We seek to imprison ourselves when we seek to identify ourselves with the body. So the body can't be anything but a prisoner, but it's not alive, so it doesn't really matter. But then we stick ourselves inside of it and we're like, aha, now I'm a prisoner, because that's what we wanted. Again, we are hiding from the unforgiven guilt that we feel. It says the body cannot learn and the body cannot change unless the mind preferred the body to change in its appearance to suit the purpose given it by the mind. And the mind can learn, and the mind can change. That's the only place change can happen. And so we have to keep returning to this idea, like literally what we think of as reality is a dream illusion. And we know about dreams because we have them when we sleep. And we know that there's no point in trying to solve things in the dream or change them in the dream. We just have to change ourselves because we're generating it. So we put ourselves in prison. It says sin cannot abide the joyous and free, for they are enemies which sin must kill. How often do people get mad at someone who's too cheerful, too free, and want to take them down? How often do we say misery loves company? We are reminded of the foundational block that the Course built itself on in the very first lessons, that perception is a choice, that we are responsible for our perception, that perception responds to our beliefs. It says, be glad that you will see what you believe and that it's been given you to change what you believe. So the Course says, hey, this Course is showing you how to change your beliefs, and a change in what you perceive will follow. When we are convinced of our own innocence, we will be convinced of everyone else's innocence, and vice versa. The two come hand in hand, and the present moment holds both out to us for forgiveness. When we are aware of our own innocence, we will release everyone else. We won't chain them to our expectations, whether they're expectations of false love, that changeable love, which is the only kind of love that is found in the world of separation, or whether it's the slave of death and hate. We are asked earlier in the Course to not hold our sister to a body, to free ourselves and to free her, to not do things that intensify the illusion of her being a body. So what can we do to help our sister to feel her own freedom from that prison? As always, as without, so within, as above, so below. All is one, and indeed, that is what today's lesson will focus on. After reviewing what is the body found in show notes, we go on to lesson 262. Let me perceive no differences today. Mother, you have one child, and it is she that I would look upon today. She is your one creation. Why should I perceive 1,000 forms in what remains as one? Why should I give this one 1,000 names when only one suffices? For your child must bear your name, for you created her. Let me not see her as a stranger to her mother, nor as stranger to myself, for she is part of me and I of her, and we are part of you, who are our source, eternally united in your love, eternally the Holy Child of God. We who are one would recognize this day the truth about ourselves. We would come home and rest in unity, for there is peace, and nowhere else can peace be sought and found. That is our lesson for the day. Happy practicing.